All right. Well, yay. I am super excited about this team call because it's kind of a world that as a consumer, I am super in. I love Pinterest as a consumer, but not so much on the business side of it. So, um, Devin, I could not be more proud of you for literally, girl, you've been doing this behind the scenes and I kind of knew that you had wanted to do this like a while ago, but I mean, it's not like we touch base on it all the time and you tell me like what's going on, but literally like your business is just kind of done this. It's like blossoming into this amazing thing. And we want to know all your secrets. So yay. So I'm going to hand it over to Devin to share all of her Pinterest secrets and how she's been able to be successful and utilize this as like an extra tool for her. First, before I start that though, like, how many of you use Pinterest as a consumer? Like just you like look it up, like you're a whatever. Yeah. How many of you use it for your business? Devin, you got all right. You've got an audience ready to rock. So, all right, girlfriend, I'm going to hand it over to you. And I can hear Dylan crying. So I'm probably going to be coming back forth. And Brittany Camerati is on her way here right now. So she'll probably be popping on. We'll pop back on together.
Okay.
So, all right, girl, I'm going to make you the host.
Are we good now?
You're good.
Okay. So I have a couple of just key points that I wanted to tell you first. I have like notes, so I want to respect your time because I can be a talkaholic. So just like Heather says, like it's so important for you to brand yourself. So like Mandy is into farming, Heather's into clothing. So if you have something that you love that is easy for you to share, it is so easy to throw that on Pinterest. And I'm telling you, it is going to open up so many more worlds for you that I was not doing before. So there is one video that I highly suggest you watch. It has about 30 other links that can help build your Pinterest business page. And that is by Shopify. And it's called Social Media Marketing Pinterest for Business. It's an amazing sort of how-to in the beginning of Pinterest. There were so many things in there that I had no idea that you can do. You can actually run contests on Pinterest. I was like, what? How? That like blew me away. So that is definitely something I'm interested in doing. But there are actually, last year they had said that there are 200 million active monthly users on Pinterest. That is insane. And like 85% of those using Pinterest are women. So that is just a market that is crazy. Of course, I still use Facebook. I still use Instagram, but it's not my passion. Like Pinterest, I'm like so excited about it. I like I think about it in my sleep. It is amazing. And you can have up to 500 boards, and you can pin up to 200,000 things. So you could imagine this could go on forever. So nobody has a Pinterest business page, correct? Amy does. Okay, if you don't, you can convert your personal Pinterest page to a business page for free. So whenever you log in into your Pinterest account, you can just search that in the toolbar, and then it will take you to the help screen. And then all you have to do is easily click and you can convert it to a business page. And what that is going to do, that is going to open up a whole profile that I didn't even know existed. You can get analytics. You can get people of their locations, of their cities, of their interests. Like you sort of unlock what Pinterest sees, but for your business. So you can see what pins are doing well, so you can duplicate those for what you like. So I redid my whole Pinterest page because people know me. I signed up with Heather, and I think my very first post, and this is so weird, it was roseberry on chocolate. People know me. I'm always making jokes about chocolateness. Like that's me. So everything that I post about like makeup or that is pertaining to me, I'm talking about something on chocolate. So if there is something that people associate with you, I highly suggest you make that your name board, because that is what they are going to remember, because that's that's you. So that's a really good branding tip, to make the board sort of what you like. So it's going to be about you. I did that. Now, whenever I'm going to share my screen really quickly so you can just see what all of the amazingness that you can see whenever you log into Pinterest. Can everybody see my screen? Okay. All right. So when you log into Pinterest, it is going to pull up your whole profile. So you can go over here to analytics, and you can go into your overview. And what I really like about having this page as well, you will get emails every week of what your page is doing. You will get emails of the names of people that are pinning your post. So even if they are not following a board, you will still get a notification that Heather Burns pinned your post, and that means she's saving your photo. So that's why it's so important to pin original content. I know how easy it is to like save a photo from somebody else and then save it. It is going to do you a great deal in the long run if you just start doing your own stuff, because that is going to be the digital blueprint for anybody else that sees your page in the future, because they're always going to see your photo. So whenever you log in, you can see your Pinterest profile and the people that you reach. I converted my personal to a business, I think it was the end of April. So you can see how it's just constantly increasing. And my engagement, that's what I'm really focusing on now, because that is the people that are seeing it and that are actually engaging in what I'm posting. So as long as that's continually going up, I'm happy with what I'm posting, because once I start doing my stuff, I'm sure that's going to increase trifold. But this is just basically my photos that I'm basically posting in my store on Facebook. I'm just making it pretty for it to be viewable on Pinterest. But you can click on this more, and then it can actually go into, you can go back every 30 days to view what you've been doing. And I think that's really, really, really cool. It gives you every day. I did a couple of posts the other day over the weekend, looking back at what was doing well. And you will get an email every month of posts or pins, they call them pins, that is doing well. And I had noticed that a couple of posts were getting resaved a lot. Now, I highly suggest you download the Pinterest app for your phone, because you will get more detailed information from the mobile app, because that is really up to date. And they do the website version, I would say, about every week. So it's always really good to have that here on your phone, just so you can get up-to-date information. So what's really good about is creating your own brand on here. My photos are not fancy. I don't use a camera. I just use the back part of my phone. I like zoom into maybe 2 or 3%. I take a picture. I use the same fonts for everything. So that's something really nice. I actually had a new customer really enjoy that, the way that I'm posting. If I have a streaky photo, it's streaky. That's just how it is. I don't doctor photos. If there's a pimple, you're going to see the pimple because that's just me. So on this one, I had seen that this one was doing really well. So I did a couple of variations on these two colors that did really well. So if you see that somebody is really engaging, and that means saving and actually clicking and zooming in, you can take that same color or that same content and expand off of it, which is just amazing. So that is something that you wouldn't be able to see if you had a personal. You wouldn't be able to see how many people have seen it on Pinterest, how many close-ups, and that means people are actually clicking on it, zooming in, the people who are saving it, and that means they're repinning it to their named boards. So whenever you create it, it has your stamp on it, on your business page. So nobody can ever save it and then like try to save it again because they've already pinned it. So it's already on your content. So say if they save it to their makeup board, their friends or whoever is searching it can look at their board and be like, ooh, that's pretty. And then they repin it. So you get a notification of their new friend that has just pinned it. So it just keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing. And I did this one like 3 months ago. So I think that's just really cool because it's going to constantly be out there, constantly being seen on there. That is going to constantly increase that number. So I just think that's really cool how you can get all of your information. And you can see what is doing well if you just click the see more. You can see like what is doing well, what boards are doing well, what is not doing too well. Over the past like 4 weeks, I've made a lot of sales on Pinterest, and it just like blew my mind. I was like, what is going on here? And I figured out what I was doing wrong in the beginning to what I'm doing now. And I'll share that as well because that's really important too when you're creating original content, to make sure that you're using the correct hashtag so it shows up in the trending feed of Pinterest. And you can actually see your boards as well. So it's in the last 30 days, 31,000 people have seen that board on Pinterest out of 200 million. Like that's small. That's crazy. That's how this, it's just insane how Pinterest is once you open up the business side. It's just insane. And these down here are 2 just new ones that I see is doing really well. So I'm going to continue doing that as well. Does anybody have any questions about how to see things on the back end? And there's like tabs here too that you can click, and it just gives you how many people are saving stuff on your board, so you can get a really detailed look at what your stuff is doing on Pinterest. Well, let me see something. Oh, come on. How do you stop screen sharing? Does anybody know?
Hey.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Okay.
I see it now.
So, oh, you see it? Okay, perfect.
Yeah. My computer screen is acting a little weird. Okay. I'm back. Did anybody have any questions about that part about looking at it in the back end? Okay, so in the beginning, I was thinking of Pinterest as like Facebook. So I was sort of thinking of it that way. But when we use Pinterest, we need to think about it as if you're a user. So when you go on Pinterest and you search chocolate, you're going to search chocolate. You're not going to search me. You're going to search what you're looking for. And that's how Pinterest works. You want to look at it as if you're a pinner. Think of it as a catalog, but it's layaway. People are actually saving stuff, creating it to their board for later. So when they are ready, they have everything in one bundle. So like Mandy, she's into farming. Like that would be amazing for her to create boards about farming, and then she could farm out about like cows and milking and teats and all that stuff. I don't know how that goes. But you sort of see, like, I associate Mandy with farming. Like, so if I wanted to do something, I would search that because I would be looking for her content. So that's sort of the content that can be very specific to you. And I love to cook as well. So that is something that I'm going to be doing as well, that I think that will really increase your engagement on Pinterest. You need a business page, post original content, because 80% of pins that are repinned, people usually go back and buy from the person who originally pinned it. I was like, that is crazy. And that actually happened over the last couple of weeks. It was photos that I had posted last year. They were like, I love this photo. Do you have this color? I was like, who are you? I was like, thank you. It was insane. And that photo actually got me 4 sales of just that combination.
Hey, Devin, can you talk a little bit about where is that communication happen? Because I think a lot of people don't know how you can message people, unless you already did when I was upstairs. Sorry.
Nope, I can actually, I'm going to share my screen again. Hey, I'm so sorry. I didn't even think about that. So when you are on, let me see, hold on. I actually had a message. I might actually have to show you from my phone, because I usually do that from my phone. Hold on one second. Okay. So when you can, so what I've been doing now, I've been reaching out to every person that has followed my board. So you can see that. Is it not going to pop up? There we are. Okay. So just like on Facebook, they have the 3 dot here. So you can actually see who is following what, who's saving what here. And then, let me see, it might be here where you can do that. Here, I'll actually just open up this conversation, because I usually message from my phone, but I usually say, hey, thank you so much for following my page. And I ask them specifically what they want to see more of. And she was actually interested in seeing more eyeshadow. So that's something that I've been doing. So you can just send them a message from the app. I will look on the desktop view to see how you can do that. But I just say thank you, and just let me know if there's anything else that you would like to see. I'm not asking them to like buy anything. I'm just saying thank you for following me.
And I want to highlight that, because yeah, I read your message and it's like perfect, because you're not asking for a sale. You're not being weird and like, you know, trying to get them to join your team. You're just literally like, hey, thank you. And let me know if you'd like to see anything else. Cause like you said, that's what you're doing. You are kind of the face and the lips or the eyes or whatever product you're showing of the options that people can have. And so, yeah, I love that you didn't ask, so make sure, guys, she's trying to build a relationship first before she's asking for a sale or to join her team or anything like that.
Yeah. And you can see, like, this is my market too, is women of color. I don't think there's a lot of women of color out there as well, but I don't want to say, hey, like, I don't want to do that. So it was really nice of what I'm doing. Like, she was like, yes, I'm looking for it and I don't see it. So I said, I will do 20 eyes in 5 days. So, and she actually joined my group as well. And I'll actually show you about how you edit your post as well. And that can drive traffic to either your Senna site or your Facebook group, whatever you have, which is just phenomenal. That is something else I stumbled across and I was like, oh my gosh. Does anybody else have any questions about how to reach out to anybody on Pinterest? I just keep it short and sweet, but when you're on your mobile app, you can it's down here, and you can just, whenever you go to your followers, I don't know if you can see it on my phone or not, and I only have 69 people following me. So you don't have to have a huge platform to really look at what people want to see. So this is what I usually do. I go on here and then I will message whoever here, and then you can create a conversation through Pinterest, which I think is just really cool as well.
Hey, Devin, you've got a couple questions in the chat group. If you want, I can read them to you.
Yeah, let me.
So a couple girls wanted to know, do you still use your Pinterest account for personal stuff? That was one of the questions. I think a couple people have like kind of answered in here, but if you want to give your opinion on that, do you still use it for personal things? And I'm excited to hear your answer because I already know it.
I cleaned up my Pinterest page. So I stopped like putting like dumb stuff on there. I wanted to make it about me because when people come to Lips for Days with Devin, I want them to see, first of all, I'm a mother. I'm an autism advocate. I love to cook and I love makeup. So that's sort of where I wanted to keep all of my boards. And you can expand your board out from what is you, but I cleaned it up. Like I had stuff on there that wasn't appropriate for a business page. So I had to delete those. I don't remember what they were, but they weren't like people would look at that and be like, okay.
But let me add too, you can hide boards. So if you maybe didn't want to delete them because you were like, they're your thing, you can hide boards to where they're private and people can't even see it. But do you hear what Devin's saying? It's not all LipSense.
Yes.
Like she doesn't have just all LipSense and Synergence. Like she also has the other stuff that make her brand, right? She's talked about being autism like advocate and just sharing those things. She loves to cook, right? I already know that about her. So don't feel like it has to all be makeup and Synergence and business, but make it whatever your brand is, that it just so happens that you have these other things too. Because guess what? People will find her through maybe looking up autism things, and then they look, oh, well, I like this chick because I can relate to her. I want to see what else she does. Or maybe they'll find her through a recipe or whatever. So you still want to give who you are. But like you said, keep it at least in a way that, and I mean, again, some people are like, you know, whatever your brand is, like keep it your brand, keep it what you would put on your Facebook page too. You can put that stuff there. So, okay. Another question was,
and I just found out about the secret board. So thank you, because I didn't know about that.
You're like, delete. I'm like, I'll hide that. You guys can also create boards like, and then you can make them. I did that when I was pregnant and didn't want to tell anybody, like two babies ago. And I wanted to like start pinning things, but I didn't want people to know. So, So what else do we have? Donna had asked, do you have a separate business Pinterest? Which you answered that, right? You said.
Yeah, I converted my personal to a business for free, and it's free.
Yep. Stacy asked, can you create the business account on your cell phone, or do you have to use the computer? I think you can
use either or. I like the phone because you get up to date. Like this is updated like every like 2 minutes. Like this is up to date. So when somebody pins, like you will get a notification like on your phone, which I love. That's probably why I'm up until 2 a.m, but that's what a lot of people on Pinterest are doing because they get lost in Pinterest. All right. So another key tip for people to see you is to follow other people. So, and I like to follow other people, not in makeup per se, right now because I don't know about that enough, but I definitely follow people that like cook, fellow autism moms, fellow moms, and just other things that I like. Because if we are liking the same thing, eventually they're going to see my boards. So they're going to follow those and save those and repin those. And that only grows the people that are going to see your original content and say, hey, I like her. What do you do? Ooh, that's pretty. Do you have that? So, and I think that's just so cool that you don't have to be like a straight line. It can be whatever you want to do. I just highly suggest you make it about what's easy for you. Like I wouldn't post like doctor stuff on Pinterest because I'm not a doctor. I have no idea. So it's sort of, you just want to stay on what you do, what you like, and it's always about you. You want to use keywords in your descriptions, which is really, really, really important. Could everybody see my phone on Pinterest, or should I share screen again?
Oops.
Like,
I think,
can you see that, or is that really too blurry?
If you keep it like super close, guys. Also, if you're watching and you can, so I like to watch everybody's faces because that like helps me usually. But if you want to just do speaker view, you can click on your top, and then Devin will be the only person, or whoever's talking will be the only person. So Devin, try it again now. Put your phone up there now. Yeah, it's kind of hard. I mean, it's hard.
Okay, I will actually split screen this. Share screen. Sorry.
And there is an app that you can use that actually will take from your exact phone onto I just don't know what it is. I haven't used it yet, but I've seen it done in presentations.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know.
So it is really important to add something to your photo, because if you are not putting anything out there, nobody will know or be able to search it on Pinterest. So you sort of want to think about like Instagram with the hashtags. I have in my notepad like certain keyword hashtags that I always want to use. I don't want to have to type the same like 40 over and over again. That's crazy. So you can see I'm describing every photo that I have in here. So, and I just put everything always on chocolate because that's just me. People associate that with me. So they see that and they're like, okay, I hear her talking about that all of the time. Now, when you do photos, it does take 36 hours for them to update your information in the back end. So let me click on one. Hold on a second. My screen is just not loving me today. Let me see. Let me see. Come on, computer. Oh, technology, come on. Okay, so so you see I'm saying blue, red, flag girl, blah, 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 side by side. So, and then you can put your actual Cenacite in here or your Facebook group, which I think is really, really, really cool. And then you would just put all of the hashtags that you as a pinner would search when you log into Pinterest. For almost a year, I was not doing this. I was just posting pictures. And I'm like, la, 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 la. So there are, and what I think is really cool too is you can create your own hashtag, which is amazing. So if you're out and somebody's like, ooh, I love that, you can say, hey, follow me, and just search hashtag, etc., which I think is so cool that you can create your own hashtag. So you always want to make sure that you are doing some type of paragraph when you are posting a photo, so it can be in the trending section or the searchable section when people are looking on Pinterest. Because I was not, sorry.
No, I was going to ask you, do you have, very similar to Instagram in the fact that if you're just posting pictures and you're not actually putting hashtags that people are going to find you for, good luck. Like, people are probably not just going to scroll through your stuff. Do you have kind of, I'm thinking like, because of what I do with Instagram, do you save these hashtags and then kind of swap some of them out? Like, do you save them notes? Okay. Just to make it more like quick and efficient. Like, you have your ones you always use.
Yeah. So, and you can create, I have a notepad here of just like when I do combinations. So for like layering and pre-mixing, and then I have ones for shadow scents, one's for foundations, one's for just simple colors. And then when I post, all I have to do is just remove the information that is not important and then just replace that with what is important in the photo. And I can literally post a photo in like 5 minutes versus like an hour.
And that's taken practice, right? Like when you first probably started it, you were probably more meticulous about it. And like, you have 2 questions. How do you create your own hashtag?
Just create it.
Like it's something that you want to be known by, right? Like, chocolate. What do you call your, what is it? Something chocolate. I know it says something chocolate.
Yeah, I was telling them my first post in your store, I was like Roseberry on chocolate. And you were like, Devin, that's it. And I was like, you're crazy. I was like, you're insane. And
that's your brand right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and then there's one other question.
Any hashtag.
How many keywords can or should you use? Is there a max? Is there a limit?
Sometimes, it depends. I always try to do 30 hashtags. But there is, when you copy and paste it and whenever you post a photo, you can clearly see if it's cut off the copy and paste that you put in there. So if you're putting a Facebook group or your ID in there or your blog, which I think is so freaking cool. Like, this is why I'm so excited to start doing like food and other things, because then you can direct people to your blog about food or farming or clothing. You can put that in there. And then when somebody clicks that, you will get your updated analytics as well that somebody has clicked on that. So then you can sort of gauge, oh, maybe I should be posting more about food or wine or kids or whatever your brand is. But I want to say the max number, I'm just guessing, is probably like 300 words, about 250.
So more characters than actual hashtags. Where on Instagram, it's like, it's 30 hashtags, right? So it's like, you have 30, that's what you can do.
Yeah. Okay, I would say it's probably about 300 characters that you can fit in there. And that's a lot. See
people are saying they're so excited. Like everyone's like, we're excited. Like I think this just will be a whole world of opportunity.
And I think it's a really good way for you to just be yourself. I love that, because I'm a hot mess express, and sometimes I'm like, I just need to just be me. So I love our makeup. Love it. Sometimes it's so streaky. I'm like, should I post it? And those posts are doing amazing. I'm like, what is going on here? And actually I had somebody message me and say, thank you, because I thought I was the only person that it did not look great on. And I'm like, it's okay. Just mix it. And she was like, thank you. Do you have that? And I was like, yes. So I'm not even asking to like buy anything. They're just really happy that I'm just being real and just posting what I like, because that's what people on Pinterest do. They save, repin, save, and then they create a board.
Right. And the nice thing about this, guys, is we talk so much, I think, because you have to really understand each platform. Each platform works in a unique kind of a different way. And the thing that Devin just kind of nailed it, it's like she gets to be herself without really, because on Facebook, you know, I'm sure some of you, I know you feel like you're being pushy, right? So she wouldn't want to put all these posts on Facebook. It's not the place for it, right? Yeah. But people are looking for it here. Same kind of with an Instagram thing. Like people are looking for it via the hashtag. And then the other piece to that is like, she doesn't even have to be salesy. Like she's literally, so what we always say is find a way that you could add value to people. Find a way that you could educate, entertain, add value, whatever that is for you. You have to find what that is. And her, it's showing combinations. It's just being herself. It's showing the product on her. And people are finding it and they want it and they see. And for those of you who might be like, well, I'm not chocolate, right? Don't use that as like, you know, I told her early on, girl, there is not a lot, like you have such a market. Like there are not enough dark-skinned women representing these products. Like you really have an opportunity, but we all have an opportunity. We just have to find what that it factor is, the little bit of a differentiator. Like she said about the blog, I'm really trying to do some things that I didn't do. It sounds like Devin, you're doing the same. Like setting yourself up for like long-term success. I love Facebook, like you all know that, but Facebook isn't necessarily the greatest place to archive things. Whereas here is a great place to archive stuff. A blog is a great place to archive things where it's kind of easily accessible. You can easily search for it. You can easily find it. So it's really exciting to like see what you've done. And like you said, you've been making sales on pins you've posted a year ago. So maybe it didn't start out, and that's where you guys have to know that she's kept at this for a year and maybe didn't. When did you make your first sale? Do you remember?
Let me swipe to the left and look. Oh. It was May 16th.
Of this year.
Yes.
So, you guys, this is where you've got to understand that it doesn't happen overnight. So some of you are super excited right now, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go clean up my Pinterest. I'm going to go start finding what I'm going to pin about. I'm going to come up with my brand and make sure and all da-da-da-da, which is great. You do need to do that. But are you willing to do this and maybe through the tips Devin has just taught us, like it might not take you a year to see a sale, but you've got to stay consistent. And it doesn't matter if it's Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, a blog, whatever. Like there's really rarely such a thing as instant success. And so really but the thing with Devin, I think you've found is like you actually enjoy doing this because you've done it for a year without making a sale and you still did it, right? You still
I really love it. It's like reignited why I signed up. I like having women feel pretty. I love people saving my food. I love people saying, hey, that quote, girl, like, thank you. And I'm like, thank you. I feel so much freer on Pinterest, and it's just another platform. I've tried Facebook, I've tried Instagram. I still use those, but it is not like giving me the yes, girl, that Pinterest is. I'm like, yes, like Pinterest is giving me life.
Yeah.
I love it.
And that's what you guys have to find. Which platform is it that you thrive? Like you like doing it. That for me, it's Facebook. It is. It's just Facebook, right? Instagram gives me anxiety. I'm like, I can't figure it out. Like whatever. Pinterest I love as a personal use, but I personally don't think I want to pin. I'm a storyteller, and that's why I love Facebook, right? But you are kind of like these short snippets of things that mean something to you that could go deeper, right? Devin, somebody asked if you could go back and show messages. I just logged into my Pinterest if you'd like, and I can share screen. I think it's just maybe you were a little bit too deep into your own Pinterest that it didn't show it super easy, but it's like right here on my screen.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Like I think you're in your boards. If you go out of your boards and like just on your general page where it's like the normal news feed, yep, okay, the little 3 dots right in the top right hand. Yep, there they are. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. Yeah, your inbox.
There it is. For some reason that is like there, and
because you were in your boards. Yeah. You were in your boards. Brittany just said, is this her? She like showed me one of your photos. Brittany's here,
These
guys.
These are awesome. Hi, guys.
Hey, Brittany. How you, girl?
These are awesome. I can't wait to watch this. I just got here.
Philly in the house.
And just to let you know, the 200 million monthly viewers that are there's actively 200 million people worldwide on Pinterest every month. So you're being seen everywhere. That is something that I wanted to show you really quickly, and then I will move on because I know I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
No, you're great. This is like all good stuff. And I hope I've tried to I just have questions myself, so I've interjected, but I hope that, and I wanted to make sure you knew that these questions were here so you could answer them. Everyone's great feedback, great training, makes so much sense. Thank you. Let's see. So Amy noticed a thing. Yeah, you changed from your personal. at the end of April to business, and then you had a sale in May. So maybe that was the timing of like a little bit of a change or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, didn't even think about that.
So you can actually view your whole profile for the past 30 days. And then you can actually gauge the people that you are reaching as well. So it's going to show you the steady incline, decline, and you can see how changing it from a personal, which was like 0 forever, is now at almost like 60,000 people engaged in a month, which is just crazy. And you can actually look at this and it will actually like show you the total number of viewers versus the total number of people engaged on your content.
Which that is great. Look at yours. It's like completely up. Oh,
and
yeah.
then you can scroll down and it will actually tell you where, which I thought was just so cool. I was like, that is so weird.
And look, the biggest countries, right? United States, Canada, Australia, we're in all 3 of those countries. So that's cool because they're probably a lot of the distributors. But then look, you've got women in India and South Africa, and then you can specifically see like the cities, which is really cool.
And 3 of those sales were from New York as well. So that actually just popped up, which I thought was super cool. So you can sort of see, which I think is just something that we don't see just because we just use it. So that just blew me away. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to pin my next post. Which is
Donna wants to know, did you have a large number of followers on your personal before you converted? Trying to gauge if it's better to convert or start a new business page.
I had 23 followers and now I have 69. I only have 69, but it only takes 1. You don't need 20,000. You can have 1 person say, right, this girl is amazing. I love her shit. Like, I love it.
And the other thing too is they don't have to follow you to message you or to interact with you. Like, it doesn't, they might not even know the feature exists to follow Devin and to see that. Yeah. So I think it's still more about putting out good content that people are going to connect with, and going from there. I switched mine over to a business page. I hit a bunch of stuff and then I switched it. I really don't use mine very much for business at all. I mean, and this is the other thing. Can I just preface this to you guys too? So Devin and I have gone back and forth many times about just like, what is her brand? How does she want to build? Like those kinds of things. And she decided she likes Pinterest. And so she wants to pursue Pinterest. Now, what Devin didn't do is try to dabble in Instagram, dabble in LinkedIn, dabble in Pinterest, dabble in Facebook, dabble in a blog, You can't, like, if you're going to, like, has a lot of knowledge from this, just from trial and error, just from probably researching, from doing things wrong and then figuring out, hey, like that actually worked, right? But what she's not doing is spreading herself so thin between 10 different platforms, trying to figure them all out. So I really encourage you, this is a shiny object now to you guys, which is great. Like, you need to be entertained and figure out if this is for you. But don't make the mistake that I've made and a lot of people have made and like spread yourself so thin because you're trying to figure them all out. If you're going to go for it and commit to it and make it make it your thing and figure it out. But don't feel like, okay, well, now I gotta keep doing this and that, and because we just had a training on Instagram, right? Like I said, you have to be committed as she was before she had the sale, because that's really what success is. It's being committed to it regardless of the outcome, but being determined you're gonna figure it out, right?
I've tried Facebook. I'm not quitting anytime soon. I am a proud distributor of Senegence International, baby. I am not going anywhere. Like, you just have to figure out what works for you. I like Facebook. I hate Instagram, but I love Pinterest. So I'm sort of gearing my content to Pinterest because I'm going to link my blog and my post of my photo of my homemade pizza. Like, that's going to drive people there, and then they're going to be like, oh, I love this, like blah, blah, blah. So it's going to create that conversation because I don't want to be like, can you buy this? Like, I don't want to do that. I've done that. That's just not me. So I'm loving Pinterest and how I just love Pinterest. So, and I actually have categories for you guys. So if this like speaks to you, or if you have a niche, I suggest trying it because you want to pin. I pin maybe like every hour or so, but I have all of my presets already saved. So I am not like wasting time erasing hashtags and doing them over again, which is really efficient on time because everybody is short on time. So on Mondays, what is trending on Pinterest is fitness. So if you like fitness, because you should like other things, that's just who we are. So fitness is huge on Mondays. So if there's motivational quotes about fitness, or if you want to fit into a pair of jeans, like whatever, it is really good to post about those items on Mondays. Tuesday is about like technology and computers and phones. So if something in that wheelhouse is up your alley, you might want to try it as well. Wednesdays, it's inspirational quotes because we're all trying to get over hump day. Like people are on there trying to find pins to post on Facebook. Why not put your original post there to have somebody save it and use it as their content because you're already going to put your stamp on it. So like you can drive people from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, etc. to your board on Pinterest. So that's why it's so key to have original content. Thursdays, it's fashion and makeup. Those are huge for Thursday because it's almost Friday. We're always trying to slay. Friday, it's humor. Saturday, it's travel. So if you love to like travel, I know there's a lot of people that love to travel. So you can sort of talk about your story through Pinterest. So if you had like a beautiful photo of the sunset, you can do like your description of the sunset, and then you can just put hashtags in there. You can put vacation, summer, spring, sun, sand. Like, so those can be your hashtags because when people log into Pinterest, that's what they're searching for.
I noticed that I think on it was like, I think it was the Fly Girl and it was like summer or spring. Mm-hmm. It was like something like, yeah, the seasonal. That's genius too.
Yeah.
Real quick, Carrie Lynn has a question. It says, so an odd Pinterest question. I love to bake and I repin recipes I make. Should I start making my own pin about it? And do I have to ask the original pinner to share their recipe on her own pin?
If you make it, you do it. So you can get that credit for it. Because people are going to see your photo. You don't want to put your photo and give somebody else credit for what you did.
Right.
And there's blogs that we can do for free too. I haven't even gone into that. That's something that I am so excited about because Sunday, the biggest thing on Sunday is like cooking and crafts because people are trying to prep for the whole week. So that is something I am so excited about. But you don't even have to do a separate blog. You can maybe link your Facebook food group if you have a group on Facebook. You can put that link in there. It doesn't have to be a blog, but you always want to sort of direct people back to you.
Hey, Devin. As a food blogger at one time, most recipes are not, what do you call that? I'm having mom brain. What do you call that?
Copyright.
Yeah, it's the photos that are. It's not really the recipe.
Okay.
Because recipes are sort of anybody can do anything with them, but photos are protected.
Yeah, so Carrie Lynn, like basically what Devin is saying, and Amy is like, you can copy, like I say, the recipe came from like the Betty Crocker cookbook. You don't have to necessarily give like credit to that, but the picture is kind of like, you have to make the picture your own.
Yeah.
Just like, for example, like I'm not going to go share your lips all over my personal, like in my store, my stuff, because, and this is where the beauty of people maybe who are potential customers or potential downlines, they are going to look at all those repins Devin's had. People want the content, right? But as a business owner, you want to recreate the content for yourself as opposed to just people. Your goal is to get people to share your stuff, but you don't want to continue sharing everybody else's stuff to your boards.
Yeah. And it's good to still have that others in your board, but you don't want it to outweigh what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. Carrie Lynn, two of her favorite things, cooking and crafts. And you do them with almost, like, so this is where, like, if you guys can figure out what is your other thing, like, that you can start, that you enjoy, like this, so much of this job, right? This business, it shouldn't be work. Like, it should actually be fun, which is why it's so fun that you can bring in your own personality, your own brand, your own stuff that you like, into this business. So I repinned, Devin, those were like gold, telling us which days do what. Mm-hmm. I repinned them in the chat if you guys missed any of those, but how like smart to think on Wednesday, right? Maybe it's, they're going to do like something motivational, and maybe it's makeup related, but it can be tied to something kind of similar. Or you just are pinning all that other stuff so that then they look at your other boards and they're like, I like this chick. Like, I want to see what else she's all about. Anything else? Yeah. What, did you have anything else to share, Devin? I mean, this stuff is so good. So good.
Just make sure you're doing clear photos. Oh, did you know that 92% of pins on Facebook are created by women? I thought that fact was like amazing. Oh, when you are looking at your analytics on there, the impressions is the number of people that have seen your photo on Pinterest. So this is why I wanted to show you my phone, because there's one photo on here that, because the mobile app is up to date way sooner than your computer is. So let me show you that one. So whenever you are on your mobile app, ooh, look at those big old puckers. Oh my gosh, you cannot see. Let me see if I can turn that down so you can see that. Is it too blurry?
We can see it. Yeah, we can.
Okay, let me see that. Okay, let me see that. So this one, 14,000 people have seen this photo. So now you can see that this color or whatever you're posting is doing really well. So you can do a variation of whatever you're posting about this. So that can be another post. So it can be about food or whatever you want to do. But you can, on your app, you can hit see more stats. So you can see how many people have seen it, how many people have clicked on it and zoomed in, how many people have saved it to their board, and then how many people have clicked that link in your post. So this gives you like an up-to-date synopsis of what this just one pin is doing, which I think is just so cool. I think that was like, that blew me away. I was like, that's crazy. And this is actually one of the photos that got me quite a few sales, which I thought was just so cool. But you can actually go in and see on your phone more up to date of everything. So then you can just keep notes. You can say, oh, asparagus and corn are doing great, but hamburgers not. So sort of you can analyze your content to what your users want to see more of. Because if you're posting more of what they want to see, they're going to save it more, and then their friends are going to see what they're saving, and then they're going to want to follow you, and then they're going to save it, and then their friends are going to see it, and then they're going to drive that traffic back to your page. So then they're going to see, okay, she loves food, she loves this. So that's why I just sort of changed it up to sort of just make it about me. And I just tried to pick 3 things that I really love that is super easy for me. And that's what changed my mind when I was working with Pinterest, is because I wanted to be easy and fun. So just find a platform that is easy and fun for you. It's still work, but I find it so much more fun. Like, I am so freaking excited about this business now. Like, it's insane.
Well, you feel like you're not, and I know a lot of you guys, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or, you know, you're just, or in person, like you're trying to find your groove, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's still where I want to encourage you guys, be committed to whatever it is you want to do. And look at this now where it's like, you know, Devin was doing this for a year. She didn't have a blog. You don't have to start out with all of that stuff, but now she knows that a blog will not only allow her to share her story more and be more authentic to who she is, but it's also a great resource. And I'm sure you've learned that through doing free Pinterest trainings, doing free research on Pinterest. So you don't have to pay for all the training.
There's a lot of stuff on YouTube too.
Yes.
Like, YouTube is amazing.
And you probably learn, like, hey, because I've heard if you're going to have a Pinterest, you need to have a blog. If you're going to have a blog, you need to have Pinterest. Like, they kind of go hand in hand. So it's your next step, right? Now you're already seeing results here. So now you're like, okay, on to the next thing. But again, don't be overwhelmed that you have to do it all. Like, just start finding your groove. Figure out what it is that works for you and what you like, and then do it. Amy wants to ask, do you know if using Tailwind, a third party, would hurt you for scheduling pins?
Nope. I just found that out yesterday. There is, I believe it's free. I have not tried it yet. Like, unlocking that has just blown my mind. But there was something else. It's called the Post Planner, where you can sync your Pinterest to your post, and the Post Planner will actually pull data from what you like on Pinterest and find all of those trending hashtags for you. So that can be a way. Why am I echoing? Sorry. But Tailwind, I'm pretty positive that you can do that. Pretty positive, because it was in that video from Shopify, the social media marketing Pinterest for business. I watched that about 20 times, and I took away nuggets of information every time. I was like, and it gives you links to case studies, proven things that have like worked, free apps, more information, how to do like so much more stuff on Pinterest. You can do contests. Like, how many contests do we do on Facebook that like flop? I know, I've done a few. Like, you can do so much more on Pinterest if those things come more easily to you. But yeah.
What was that video again?
It is called Social Media Marketing Pinterest for Business. And that was made by Shopify, and they are actually an approved third party through Pinterest. So they provide their links as well if there's something that you like. They actually had a whole presentation on like Nordstrom. I was like, I was blown away. I still have to like watch it 20 more times because I know I missed so much stuff. I just recommend that you just find what you like. And I just really like Pinterest because it's easier for me. And then you can just, I think me having my own blog to sort of dive deeper into other things that I would feel more comfortable talking about versus Facebook. And that sort of changed my mindset. So that's why I'm like so excited about the opportunity for Pinterest. Because they had a case study. Who was it called? It was called Jet Setters. In 2016, they had started like making their, I forget what they said, and that actual article was in that video too that you can link, but their business had boomed in like 3 months by like 1,000%, just by looking at what people want to see, gauging what their audience wants to see. And then you just continually doing that and then driving traffic to either your Facebook group or like a blog or your Senna site. So I thought that was just insane to me.
And what Devin has mentioned several times, which I think is genius, is she's actually using the data, right? So she's not just, I mean, if you have the content, and I'm telling you, like, from experience from kind of doing Facebook ads and different things, I'm telling you, so often more than not, some of the things that probably those pictures, Devin, like you said, that maybe were streaky or that you felt like, are these even Pinterest worthy, right? Oftentimes the things that you don't love are the things that other people love. The picture that you don't think is so great, but she's been using the analytics and the data to actually say, okay, my audience wants more of this, so I'm going to create more of this, and my audience likes this, and so I'll do that. That's kind of taking it to the next level. Instead of, like you said, you didn't know a year ago that you were supposed to actually put hashtags with things to make it easier for people to find, right? You were doing all the work. You were doing like 70% of the work, but you were missing that other 30%, which was, hashtag connecting with people, putting your web address there. Mm-hmm. Those are game changers, right? And so, just learning how to do things different. Carrie Lynn asked, would you use your store name as your Pinterest name and your blog name?
I did, because that's sort of what people know me by. So that's sort of why I want to keep it the exact same. I don't want to say hair for Sue and then hair for Joe. I don't want it to be like, so that's why I just love that Heather was like, Devin, you should use that. And I was like, what? I was like, on chocolate. I was like, no. And that's sort of just something like, I love that. I mean, that's just me.
And the answer to, so I'll say the flip side of that. I do not use Living on a Prayer and Lipstick as my blog name and my anything else, my Instagram or anything. So the answer to that is you have to pick, like, what do you want to be known for, right? There are uber successful people who go by their name, and there are uber successful people who go by their brand, their little tagline. But whatever it is, I think you have to think long term. Is that what you want? You have to think, are you committed to that? And then just stick with it, right? So mine's Heather Schreiber Burns. Everything's Heather Schreiber Burns, right? But that works for me. I know some really successful people in the last business that I was in that their name had nothing to do with their Facebook page, and they were uber successful. It had nothing to do with their Instagram, and they're uber successful. So I think it's just you picking like what you're committed to, and don't pigeonhole yourself. I think that's one thing that, like, Devin, what is your name again? Like, what do you go by?
Lips for Days with Devin.
Yeah. So like, but that's what she wants to be known for. So someone like me, you guys know, like, you never see me posting. The only time I talk about makeup, like literally the only time I talk about makeup, is in my group where I sell makeup and skincare. But I talk about business all the time, right? So maybe mine would be a little bit more business focused. So you kind of have to pick, like, what in the business, like Devin said, like, she loves our makeup. Like, she loves it. So she's probably going to talk a little bit more about the makeup, maybe more so than the business. Not that she can't talk about both, but that's her jam. It is not my jam to take pictures of my lips, and it's just not. So that's not really like what I promote. So you got to figure out, like, what's your spin on the business, and then just commit to it and stick to it. Okay, I think we have like maybe one more question or comment, and then this was so good. My family is my brand, I guess. That's what most of my posts are about, hubby and my 5-year-old. So I'd love to keep my original blog name. You used to have a blog. Oh my gosh. Yeah, girl, open that back up or start it.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yeah. So that's me. Totally. Like, I love makeup, and I obviously love our products, but that's not my thing. I would be so stressed out by having to take those close-ups of my lips. Like, that would not be fun for me. So guess what? I don't do it. Right? So you can't, don't try to force yourself. Like Devin said, find the thing that you will enjoy doing, and then just learn it and become better at it, and then utilize it. How can you monetize that? you guys, we can make money so many ways, like so many ways. You just have to figure it out, get better at it, learn, make mistakes. Who's excited? Like who's like ready to go start doing Pinterest? Yay.
So
It was so good, Devin. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know.
I just want to add one more thing. The only reason I have those boards for those is because people associate me with lips. I have like some big old lips. Okay, like that's just me. But people can see that I am so proud. I don't care if it's streaky or if you can see my crooked teeth. I don't care. Like, I'm posting them because I feel beautiful, and that's what everybody should feel like. So that's why that comes like so easy to me. I don't care because I feel amazing. So if a photo is screwed up or if I drew all down here, I'm still going to be like, because that's just me. Like when I walk into a room, I'm like, hey, boo, how are you? Like that's just me on that side. But of course, when I do like food, I'll probably just name it my name, like that blog, but associated with like that, I'm keeping that because people have stopped me on the street and was like, I was like, oh gosh. Some people call me blue lips.
Maybe it'll be food with blah, blah, blah chocolate. I don't know, right? You can kind of spin off because so my apparel business is Living on a Prayer apparel. My Senegence business is Living on a Prayer and lipstick, right? So prayer to me is like a huge thing. So I love that. And I'm just going to highlight that, what you said, because this is what's making you more successful than you were a year ago. And yes, it's Pinterest. That's a piece to it, right? But that you are willing to be unapologetically you. You are willing to be authentic to you, your story, your brand, who you are, to the core of who you are. You're not worried about it. Because guess what? I am sure there are plenty of people who have looked at your pins and didn't like it. But you're
I have people comment and say, oh, you have really crooked teeth. Why are you posting that? And I was like, thank you. Like, I don't care. Your comment is irrelevant.
And that's called rhino skin, right? And when you are putting yourself out there on any platform, even just to be a business owner, you're putting yourself out there, right? Because people are either going to buy from you, not buy from you, or whatever. You have to learn to love yourself. Who cares if anyone else loves you? Like if you cared about your opinion of yourself more than you care about everyone else's opinion of yourself, your success will be so much more successful. And guess what? Not everyone's going to like your stuff. I don't care who you are, right? One of my favorite quotes is, you can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, and there's always going to be someone who doesn't like peaches. But the thing is those aren't your people. So and that's what we're looking for in a business like this. We're looking for our people, right? Not everyone has to love you. But the cool thing is the people that find you, that do love you, they love you hard. They love you extra, and they make up for the people who don't love you. So what Devin said, find the platform you love. Be authentic to who you are. Who cares if you have crooked teeth, a pimple, whatever. The picture's not great, and it's not a Ciara Martin's picture, which she's amazing, but that's her gift, right? Like, you all could, and I literally sometimes I'm like, I can't, because I just can't even compare to that. But like, it doesn't matter. People who are probably my tribe, they don't really care. People that are your tribe, they probably really don't care whether, like, they want to know what you are of who you are. So Devin, thank you so much. This was so great. I'm gonna go back and watch it because Dylan was like crying, and I had to go console her for a minute in the very beginning. But I'm gonna go back and watch it. And yeah, I'm sure Devin would love you guys to like let her know, hey, what are you doing? Like, let her know how it's going. And I'm sure probably in several months from now, Devin, you could probably do another one of these with all of the things you've learned, maybe tying your blog to it, and you can teach us those things. But thank you for being the pioneer of Pinterest. You were the first like really brave one to start it and then to continue it. And
like weak muscle. I'm like,
here you are, right? But you're making money on a.
I am, and I just want to say really quickly, if you are just like feeling down, like, Facebook is just not for me, Instagram, like, don't close yourself off. I've done that. It sucks. You go into a hole and you just like shut everybody else out. Don't do that. There are other platforms. Like, you could just literally post about, if you're a writer, like, you can start making a board about your writings and turn those into quotes. And then you can start pinning those because people are going to be searching for those on Wednesday. And you can pin the shit out of that on Wednesday. Like, so you can do other things. It doesn't have to be makeup. So that's why I just feel so excited about Pinterest. It is amazing. It's crazy.
Thank you so much, Devin. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, ladies. Well, good night. And we'll catch you on the book or on Pinterest. I don't know, wherever you want to go. All right. Bye.